Sarah Cronin from Appley. Today's wellbeing session is on energize, how to maximize your energy throughout the day. So what we're going to look at today is how to manage energy throughout the day, how to conserve energy, and how you actually gain more energy. So we're going to look at how you manage your energy throughout the day. So the first thing I'd like you to do is, just with a pen and a bit of paper, I want you just to jot down everything that you have to do tomorrow. And that's from getting up, getting through the shower, it might be work, it might be the Tesco shop, it might be Zoom conversations with colleagues, it might be an exercise class, whatever that might be. I want you to write down everything that you have to do tomorrow. And then what I want you to do is, I'm going to give you 10 batteries, only 10. And what I want you to do is to allocate the number of batteries that you need for each task. For example, your list might be getting dressed, getting showered, you might have the Tesco's food shop tomorrow, and you might have to go to work. So getting dressed and showered might take 2 batteries. You might be feeling quite lethargic at the minute, lacking motivation at the minute. You might actually have health conditions or health concerns that get in the way of that, but actually that can take a lot of energy, that motivation to get dressed and through the shower. Actually getting dressed through the shower might not take any batteries at all. It'll be different to each and every one of us. Tesco's food shops, that might be a breeze for some people. For other people, that takes an awful lot of energy. So allocate the batteries that you need for the task. Going to work, working all day, that might take a few batteries, that might take lots of batteries. So basically just go through your to-do list and allocate the number of batteries you need for each task. You have 10 batteries. This is a technique that occupational therapists in the NHS use when they work with patients with fatigue, and it helps to manage that fatigue and manage those energy levels through the day. So what you might find when you tot up the number of batteries that you need for the day, actually you need a lot more than the 10 that you're allocated. So we have to think about how can we conserve our energy and how do we get more energy so that we can go through those lists. So first of all, let's look at how to conserve energy. And we do this by looking at something called the 4 Ps. So these are 4 things. So on your list, what is the priority? The first P is, what is the priority? So look at what is the priority that you need to achieve that day. The second P is, are there activities on that list that you could pace? Could you break them down into chunks? Do they all need to be done at once? Maybe we just do them all at once habitually, but could we pace them? Could we break them into chunks, stopping and starting? The third P is, can we pass something on? So can we delegate something on to somebody else, or can we work collaboratively with somebody doing a wee bit each with a task that's on our list? And the final P is, what can we tell to go away? What can we tell to P off the list? It's not that important. So think about the things that are on that list and actually, do they need to be there, or can we actually say wave goodbye to them? So that's the way we conserve energy. Look at the list, look at the 4 Ps. What's the priority? What can you pace? Can you break down into chunks? What can you pass on, delegate, or actually work collaboratively with? And finally, what can you tell to go away, P off the list? Okay, so that's how to conserve, but how do we gain more energy when we need more batteries for that list? So I'm going to give you my top 10. If you are doing things at the minute that actually will, give you more energy, stick with them. These are just some ideas, and here I put together a top 10 of ideas, actually how to gain more energy. So the first thing is, ask yourself, is this important what I'm doing, using up this energy? So on a scale of 0 to 10, is this important? And if it's about a 7 or above, it probably is important. But sometimes we just get caught in the trap of doing things that are really not that important. So stop, pause, ask yourself, what I'm doing, is this important? The second thing is, stretching will help. That will give you energy. And that might feel for some bit counterintuitive, but actually, am I going to use an awful lot of energy by stretching? Actually, it will give you energy. And from experience working in pain and fatigue services from the NHS, doing stretching with a group of patients with fatigue actually does give them more energy. Music, that will lift our mood as well as giving us energy. It's something we can do really quickly. So download some tunes that are going to lift your spirit, but actually they will give you instant energy. Mindfulness, so just stopping our mind wandering, being in the moment. What I do a couple of times a week, I sit in my garden, have a cup of coffee, and I'm just very mindful. So that's just about going through my senses. What can I see? What can I hear? What can I feel? What can I taste? What can I touch? And actually just being in the moment. So mindfulness will actually give us energy. Moving. Don't forget to move around. If you're working in an office, take some time to move around the office, go for a walk at lunchtime, whatever it is, just actually by moving away from what we're doing, any sort of movement, that will give us energy. Laughter. They say that's the best medicine, don't they? So having a good laugh with friends, watching a comedy, whatever it might be, having a good old laugh, that will give us energy. Exercise, that's been known to give us a natural high and will give us energy as well. And that might just be a walk around the garden, a walk to the shops, taking the stairs instead of the lift at work, whatever it might be, any form of exercise. It doesn't have to be a mega workout at the gym, just any form of exercise will give us energy. Nutrition, what we fuel our bodies with, will give us energy. We've all been there, I'm sure, when we just eat something that's just eating rubbish, we feel sluggish. Maybe that's just me, but actually what we fuel our bodies with actually will have an impact on our energy levels throughout the day. The same with hydration. So being super hydrated, again, that's going to give us energy. And finally, a bedtime routine is going to give us some energy as well. If you think back to when you were a kid, or maybe you've got children yourself, or nieces or nephews or grandkids, they have a set bedtime routine. So at the same time every day, it's up the stairs, it's through the shower, it's brushing teeth, it's story time, then it's bed, and it's the same thing every single night. And if you can do that, that's going to affect your energy levels, and that will give you more energy. So there's my top 10 to gain energy. So some mindfulness, some stretching, getting on those tunes, that music, moving around, having a good old laugh, some sort of form of exercise, what we fuel our bodies with, nutrition, hydration, a bedtime routine, and asking ourselves, is this really important what we're doing? They will gain energy, you'll get energy, you'll get more batteries that way. And also not to forget to conserve the energy, the 4 Ps, the priority, the pacing, the passing on, and what we can say goodbye to pee off on that list. They're just some little tips on how you can conserve energy and how you can gain energy. I've been Sarah Cronin. See you next time. Bye for now.